Ellipsis Flake by Pease. This is a vapor, I believe, but I put Virginia on the top of this, so it might just be a Virginia. But it has Burley, it has Virginias, it has Perique, it has Orientals, and it has black Cavendish. We will be smoking it out of our fire department meerschaum. Let's get it open on up. Okay, it smells like, through the paper, just raisins. Maybe a bit of sour, but mostly raisin. All right, the paper on the top of this has the same writing as all the other ones, so I won't read that. And it is a flake, I would assume, since it's called Flake. Yeah, it's a flake. Okay, so when you're smelling the actual tobacco, the tobacco's a flake, so it's, you know, like that. It smells like a sweet raisin. More sweet than sour. You kind of get like a granola in there. It's predominantly raisins though that you're smelling. All right, let's get it shredded on up. It is, on the top at least, dry. So we've got about 4 flakes here. Just gonna rip it apart. And actually it's a little bit sticky, so you know, it's got a little bit of moisture in there. But it is more dry than it is moist. But it isn't completely dry, because it is sticking to my hands, so. All right, let's get it loaded on up. So I used 4 flakes. I don't think that's going to be enough, so almost enough, so probably 2 more. Okay, and then this is available everywhere. I just checked this morning. So this is the one that was sold out, but it is now available on smoking pipes again, so they must have restocked. And this is the 4th and last blend currently. I don't know if they're going to do any more of the Zeitgeist or Zeitgeist collection that GLP's did. All right, the initial dry draw, it tastes exactly how it smells. So very raisiny. I am getting hints of granola though. I think I would just say raisiny granola. All right, let's get this lid on up. So the initial light reminded me of a book, like when you're opening up a book, the smell that you get off of it. You get a little bit of a tang on your tongue, and you get a spice, but the spice immediately disappears. So you get like a spice when the smoke, when you're puffing at it and the smoke hits your tongue, but then it immediately disappears. And now that it's out, because it's out, it's like a tangy grass. Like a sour, I think probably more sour than tangy when it's out. So like a sour grass that you're getting. All right, so it's kind of cardboardy. The aftertaste that's in my mouth is kind of this is the very beginning now. It's kind of like a stale tobacco, but it's kind of cardboardy to me. You still get that tang on your tongue, and you still get the spice, and you get a spice on your retro also. It's not lingering though. So I don't know how much black Cavendish they had in here, but it's not very sweet, at least not at this point. Okay, when you, I would say we're probably above the half. I haven't tamped it yet, but when you puff and breathe through your nose, and it's very, very faint, but when you breathe through your nose after you've puffed, you get a tiny bit of dough. At this point though, it's mostly just like a tangy, non-lingering spice. I really am not, we're probably just above the halfway mark. I'm really not getting anything else out of that. Still cardboardy tobacco, but for the room note, I think it's probably not inside. It definitely doesn't stink, but it smells like, it kind of just smells like Orientals. So it's not like flowery or anything, but well, maybe it smells more like Perique. It's probably not an inside smoke though. You do get kind of like a muskiness. Also, this is about the halfway mark when you're puffing. It's a little musky. And you know, I think I'm smelling citrus, so. Okay, so, excuse me. I just smelled the smoke coming off the pipe. It's very ammonia-y. And I think ammonia is the Orientals. Let me look. So, no, it's the Burley. It's very ammonia-y. So, well, you get the Orientals too, because Orientals are musky, but it's very ammonia-y. So I think it's more of a Burley that I'm smelling in the air. I don't think I would smoke this inside the house. No, it doesn't stink. So I would say it's more pleasant than stinky, but I don't think I would ever smoke this inside. All right, we're about halfway through, so we're gonna get this book filled out. All right, today we are doing GLP's Ellipsis Flake. And this has Virginia's, Perique's, Burley's, Orientals, and Black Cavendish. I think it's a vapor, but I wrote down Virginia, so it doesn't taste like either to me right now, at least. The 10 notes I was getting is raisins, and it smells sweet. It's like a sweet raisin. You do get a little bit of sour in there also. And you get kind of like a granola in there. It is a flake. The taste and taste strength I think would be medium. Medium to mild. More on the medium side than mild though. But it's not like super strong, but it's not weak. The room note I think is pleasant-ish. Moisture is just a bit of moisture. We're doing a 10 and we're using our fire department meerschaum. And we will get to the tastings in a minute. Okay, so when I picked it back up and puffed that, it's very bitter. There's just a tiny, tiny bit of smoke coming through there. Like, I don't know if you could even see that smoke in the video, but there is a tiny bit of smoke and it's very bitter. Okay, now that I got it going again, it burns very well. I didn't even have to relight that. It's more of a tobacco-y flavor now. Okay, you get, this is past the halfway mark. When you're puffing and breathing through your nose, you get subtle hints of raisin. Your retro is kind of sneezy now. Like it feels like I want to sneeze. The aftertaste is still like a cardboardy stale tobacco. I don't think your breath will stink, but it's going to smell like a very strong tobacco. Okay, you get kind of a, let me see. I would say it's sweet. Not the taste, but the smell. The smell that you're getting off of it is kind of like a sweet tobacco. That's how I would describe it, like a sweet tobacco. There is a bit of citrus in there though, that you could smell also. It does smell woody also in this room, so it's an earthy tobacco. There's writing on this, so let's see what this says. Maybe it'll help me figure out what I'm tasting. All right, I don't have glasses again. Ellipsis Flake, against a backdrop of rich Virginia tobacco, small leaf Izmir, St. James Perique, and a trace of heirloom Burley create a dreamscape of flavors that dance across your palate. Its natural sweetness mingles with notes of citrus, ethereal hints of exotic spices, and delicately nutty character, engaging your senses, inviting your imagination to explore what lies beyond. Ellipses, so ... So I'm not really getting nuts, at least not yet, but I do get the citrus that it's talking about. I do get a spice, but it disappears like almost immediately. Nutty, I'm not getting nutty. At least not yet, but let's see. Now that I know I gotta search for nuts. I'm not getting nuts. You know what I did get though when I was talking and the smoke was coming out of my mouth? I got like a flashback to an ice cream parlor. Which would be nuts, I guess, because they have nuts in a lot of the ice cream and in the jars and stuff in the parlor. Okay, we're past the halfway. The Virginia's kind of coming through now. So you do smell the dough and it is getting sour. And it's a little bit more spicy now. All right, we gotta be past the half and close to the quarter. So let's get this started. So maybe I am smelling nuts in the air. All right, well, let's go with what we could definitely tell. Okay, you definitely get spice. And you get a tangy. And you get a sweet aroma, especially when you're puffing and breathing through your nose, so it's sweet, but not the taste, that's just the smell. You do get a dough in there, and you get raisins. It kind of smells like marshmallows now. I don't know, I think it's Burley that I'm tasting. You get ammonia though. There's like a wood that you're kind of getting. I might be smelling marshmallows. And you know, I think I probably would say, because they describe it as exotic spices, the spice that is on your tongue is a little weird. So I would say it's probably exotic spices that I'm tasting. You kind of get a grass. Yeah, it's like a sour grass that you're getting. So sour grass. And if you retrohale very slow, it is florally, so flowers. I was smelling that marshmallow, but I don't think I'm smelling it anymore. I'm not smelling that anymore. Yeah, so slow retrohale only is very florally. Fast retrohale is kind of like a spice. It's kind of like I would describe the slow retrohale as a honeysuckle, like one of those honeysuckle flowers. And I'm gonna write that it reminded me of an ice cream parlor, but I'm not really getting that anymore. Maybe a few more bowls of this and I'll get that. And that cardboardy tobacco. But also, now that I know that it's nuts, the aftertaste is a bit nutty. So maybe the cardboard tobacco that I was thinking I was tasting earlier is nuts. I mean, it does taste like tobacco though, but maybe the cardboard was nuts. Because in the back of my throat, I do get like a nutty taste. So we're gonna put nuts. All right, if we get anything else, we will put it in there. You still get that ammonia though, so. And it is a sour spice that's on your tongue still throughout the whole pipe. But it is, it's pleasant when you're puffing and breathing through your nose. It's like a sweet, I guess I would say it's a sweet sourdough that you're getting. This is towards the bottom. But you keep getting those hints of, it's not strong like when you smell it. When you smell it, it's very strong, but you do get hints of ammonia. We're gonna get it cleaned out because I think we're getting close to the bottom. We gotta be getting close. You know, it's bitter. It's like a bitter nut. So let me put that in there. All right, we're gonna get it cleaned out though. Okay, coming off of here, it's very woody. And we have maybe a minute left. There's a tiny, tiny bit of tobacco in there. So maybe a minute left on it. Well, today we did Ellipsis Flake by Pease. This is the fourth and last of the Zeitgeist collection. I don't know if he's doing it anymore, but this is currently the last of the Zeitgeist collection. And we smoked it out of our fire department meerschaum. And I would give this a 3.5 out of 5. Originally I was going to say 3, but it grew on me at the bottom. So I think probably a few more bowls and I would like this. But in the beginning I didn't like it at all. All right, so it's a Virginia or a Vapor, but it's a Burley. So I think if you like Burley, you're gonna like this. If you don't like Burley though, Burley's my least favorite of all the tobaccos. You're not gonna like this because the Virginia that's in there is, It does smell good in here now. I might have to change the room note to pleasant, but it's like the Virginia, you can't even, I can't anyways, really taste it. You do get sourdough, like when you're breathing through your nose, but it's not, it's more of a Burley to me. It's a spice, ammonia, tobacco-y, I guess you could say nutty, because it is a little bit nutty, but it's not a sourdough type of smoke. You do get tang on your tongue, but it's more of a, the only way I could explain it is Burley. It's more of a Burley than any of the other tobaccos in here. You can smell like a sweet. Supposedly there's black Cavendish in here. It doesn't say on here, but the websites say that there's black Cavendish. You can kind of smell it, but you can't taste it. So I don't want to keep repeating myself, but Burley. This is a Burley to me. So I wouldn't buy it again because I don't like Burleys all that much. I smoke Burleys, but least favorite of all the tobaccos is Burleys. But everybody should try this. So they do have it restocked. So go out and try it, but I would only buy 1 tin, or I would smoke my buddies if my buddy had it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and
bye.